Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God in Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Takahara ni kanzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamuri zanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no. Odo no awagi harani misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru. Arai no kami tachi moro moro no aragoto sumigari o. Arai tamai Kiome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kuitsu kami yaro yorosu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuji koma no mi furitatete hikoshi meseto kashikomi mo aosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Nagara tamachi haemase. Nagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us, radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. You now receive group Johrei.
Obrigado, Missa. Não, Cláudio.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teaching. Art and beauty. Nature's splendid beauty, its mountains, rivers, trees, and flowers, is God's work of art created for humanity's enjoyment. Because my goal is to help others live in paradise, I must first create paradise in my own heart. When we enjoy art in its all loveliness, we are uplifted and purified, cleansed in mind and spirit, one of God's great blessings. There are three ways for people to attain spiritual purification and higher awareness: one, through suffering; two, through the practice of virtue; three, through beauty. The first way, suffering, is experienced in physical illness or adversity. When the spiritual clouds are accumulated to a certain level, a natural purifying activity begins according to the law of purification. This is nature's way of maintaining harmony. The second method of purification, the practice of virtue, is experienced through the giving of self in service to others, both on an individual and a worldwide level. This is better way. This is a better way of dispelling spiritual clouds and raising one's spiritual vibrations than through the first method. It is much easier and offers the joy of service while cleansing the spiritual being of its impurities. The third way for purification to take place, through awareness of beauty, is experienced by a direct contact with the beauty of nature and with the enjoyment of lovely things created by human beings. Places of natural beauty carry a high spiritual vibration. Part of God's plan was the creation of flowers, trees, mountains, and seas for us to enjoy, and while enjoying them, to be purified in spirit, mind, and body. Any type of man made beauty purifies the spiritual beings to some degree. Paintings, sculpture, music, poetry, and prose all carry the vibrations of their creators as well as their own, producing a vibratory power that is second only to God's own creation, nature. Both service and beauty are stressed in our work. They form a balanced harmony that constantly purifies our spiritual beings.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. This morning, I want to share with you the faith experience of Joanice dos Santos Brito Santiago. It's from the Teixeira de Freitas Johrei Center in Bahia, Brazil. Joanice has been a Johrei member for 3 years, and she gives service as a family assistant and the person in charge of the liturgy at her Johrei Center. Months ago, she was noticing that her vision in the left eye was becoming blurry and blurred. In addition, she had severe pain in the back of her neck. Thus, in March 2020, she consulted with an eye doctor. He suspected it was an early stage of glaucoma and referred her to a specialist. However, she managed to schedule an appointment only for the month of June. She was very worried. Joanice sought guidance from her minister, who recommended that she materialize daily donations, expressing gratitude for the purification, and for her to intensify the practice of Johrei at home. She surrendered her worries over to God and Meishu-sama and started to receive 2 hours of Johrei daily. Furthermore, she channeled Johrei to her family members, read the teachings of Meishu-sama, watched our online services, and practiced offering donations of gratitude online. With that, she felt strengthened and that her faith was being renewed day by day. She noticed that her eyesight was gradually improving, and after approximately 3 months, she recovered completely. On the day of the consultation with the specialist, she could witness the strength of Johrei in our practice of faith. The doctor said that her eyesight was excellent and ruled out the possibility of glaucoma, just prescribed a lubricant eye drop. Since then, she sees perfectly. With that experience, she solidified her faith and learned the importance of expressing gratitude for the purifications. Joanice commits to continue serving God and Meishu-sama, and to give service, bringing the light of salvation to as many people as possible. And another experience I want to share with you this morning is from Henrique Manuel dos Santos Aparicio from the Lisbon Johrei Center, Portugal. Henrique is 51 years old, and for 30 years, he has felt a great emptiness within him. This feeling was so strong that it took him to try to commit suicide a few times. And he was even admitted to a psychiatric hospital 3 times. He attended several religions to try to neutralize this inner emptiness. However, he remained in an existential crisis that made him emotionally wounded and as a lost person. He prayed to God for guidance and started an internet search to try to find a religion that could rescue him from the hell he was living in. In this search, he found a lecture by a priest of another religion, in which, in his words, he spoke ill of Meishu-sama and the Johrei movement. That got Henrique's attention, and he thought, something is special about this religion because that priest doesn't stop talking about the Johrei movement. It was almost like he was advertising. This prompted Henrique to search further. He started reading the teachings of God revealed to Meishu-sama and was perplexed, for they showed so much love, depth, and affection. He felt peaceful and serene whenever he read them. Meishu-sama's principles were very different from anything he had known in other religions throughout his life. In the meantime, Henrique managed to get in touch with the minister responsible for the area where he lives, who referred him to the nearest Johrei group, where he began to receive Johrei regularly. Shortly after he started receiving Johrei, that inner emptiness that he had had for 30 years completely disappeared. He had the opportunity to feel the truth professed by our church through examples that helped him to awaken to faith and correct the lack of consistency that remained in him. He had no more doubts and felt, this is my last stop. This is where I want to stay until the end of my life. He felt the need to connect to God through Meishu-sama, and consequently, he had the great permission and happiness of receiving the sacred focal point of Hikari to continue his mission. Thereafter, he received guidance from his minister and began with discipline, cleaning all the rooms in his house. On every plate he cleaned, he put all his attention and asked for his spirit to be purified. When he swept the floor, he thought that it was his aura that was being cleaned of all its impurities from these and other past experiences. What is most fascinating is that it works. He feels so much better after this dedication. In the church, he learned that the purest person is the one who sincerely works for the benefit of others. That by channeling Johrei, we are being representatives of God in people's lives, and that we must allow God, through Meishu-sama, to command our lives. He never felt so close to the Creator. It is also through the donations of gratitude that Henrique feels closer to God. That it is important to be grateful to Him for all the blessings obtained, and to materialize them through offerings of gratitude. He tries in his day-to-day to be concerned to those around him. As a result, he has already been blessed to guide about 30 people to receive Johrei, which makes him very happy. He's following up on 9 of these individuals, and he channels Johrei to them regularly. Henrique is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, his ancestors, the early mentioned priest, his minister, and the members of the Johrei group. All those that contributed for having rescued him from the bottom of hell and for having brought him to the great bright light that is our church. Thank you very much for attending this service, for listening to these wonderful faith experiences. I wish you a very wonderful day. Thank you.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.